Alright, hi everyone. Happy New Year. And welcome to my second video blog. I actually decided to make my videos, at least 10 minutes long because I don't want to overexceed that time because I don't want to get you guys bored. Because, this videos is just basically, to share, thoughts and, revelations I got, throughout my walk with Jesus. And, I really hope you guys, will find time, to listen. Well, I guess so. For the second video that I'm doing, I actually want to title this video "Out of Order." It's a question. How many of you guys here have, OCD? Um, I believe it stands for obsessive compulsive disorder, where you get frustrated when things get unorganized, when like you're basically obsessed for being so clean and so organized, with your things, with everything basically, and or else you'll get mad or you'll get frustrated. I'm not saying that I have that disorder, but I can say, that I did like have an experience, of that disorder one day, just this past few days. And because I believe, that God, was just, trying to teach me a lesson, you know that's why he actually let me experience that thing, in my life. Because the other day, I was just so mad, and just like so frustrated with even like the smallest things, that got in my way that day. And it actually even got me more upset, to even face the fact that I was actually upset. Because I am that type of person who tries so hard not to get mad and get frustrated. And yeah, that day was just, I was having a hard time, that I was feeling not okay, that I'm upset, at some things and someone. And I actually, to at least, make me forget, that I'm upset. I decided to go out with my friends, with my church friends, and we decided to go eat at one of my favorite food places. It's called Panera. I really like this food place because they serve the best soup, broccoli cheddar soup. Yes, and so through excitement, I was first in the line, and behind me were my friends, and they're actually um, excited, because they're all hungry, and I was hungry, and I was actually, my attitude that day was like, maybe God, I just need that soup, and kind of like putting my hope on that soup that I was gonna get, that soup would at least make me feel better, would at least make me forget, that I'm mad and that I'm frustrated. So I was first in the line, and I was excited, to order. So when I got to the cashier, I was like, "Oh, can you get me a large bowl of broccoli cheddar soup with a side of chips and a side of French baguette as my as my as my bread?" So so I finished ordering, and I went straight to the waiting area, and so I was waiting, and then but as I was waiting, I noticed that the employees were actually having troubles in making orders of the customers like before me. But in my head, I was just like, okay, okay, as long as they don't mess up on my order, because I need that soup. I believe that that's the only thing I need tonight, to make me feel better. So I waited, and then and then what I noticed was, they were scooping the soup, the broccoli cheddar soup, but I just knew it wasn't for me because they were serving it in a small cup or a small bowl, and I ordered a large bowl. So surprisingly, they called my friend, that was behind me, that was, behind the line. And then I was just like, I was like, okay, like he could get the soup first, as long as they give mine, after. So I was trying so hard to, relax and not get mad at them, because I was like, as long as they give me that soup, right? But then I noticed, the second time they were scooping in a large bowl, and I really thought it was for me, but they called my other friend that was also behind me. And then I was like, okay, Lord, these people are really testing my patience again, but as long as you give me that soup. But then, so this is the crazy part here. When they finally, called my name, they were like, Roxy. And that person, all I could see from that person was he was just holding the receipt and no soup. And, this is like, the saddest day of my life. Well, not really. Because he said, I'm sorry, but we ran out of broccoli cheddar soup. And when I heard like those words, like seriously, like literally my blood like went up to here. And I was like, I freaked out. I was like, I didn't yell, but I was like, how did that happen? I was first in the line. Those people, they're just like, they just passed me, and you gave the soup like away. Like those soup were supposed to be for me. And then, the manager was apologizing, and then I was like, this is so unacceptable, this is like, this is not the first time this happened to me, and I need that soup. And I was like, like I really exploded, at the guy. And so the guy gave me the option of getting a refund or getting something else. But then I decided to just get the refund. And then I was like, he felt bad. So he was like at the register, he was like, you know what, miss, I really feel bad. So you can get the money that you can get the money back, and you can get anything that you want. But my attitude, like when he said that, was like, no, I don't need anything else. I want that soup. Just give me my money back, and then I'm fine. You don't even need to serve me. I'm not gonna get anything else. So basically, I didn't get anything. I just had that drink, and then I was just like it completely like ruined my mood. So driving home, I was trying to. I felt like God was just like, basically the guy, what the guy said at the register, just like kept ringing in my ears, where the part when he said, you can get the money back, and then you can have anything that you want. And then I paused, and then I started crying, because I felt like because of my frustrations, because of my pride, I just basically faded the grace of God to me that night. And I felt like God was just really trying to make a point that night, because I was basically putting my hope on this soup, kind of like, like really relying on that soup, to make me feel better. And I felt like, the message of God to me that night was like, why would you even try to put your hope on something that runs out, when you can always go to me that never runs out, of grace, of love, of patience, And that just really spoke to me, because it reminded me of this verse, from 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, where God said, my grace is sufficient for you, and for my power is made perfect in your weaknesses. And that verse was just like ringing in my ears, and I just, it just brought me to tears, because I was like, Lord, I was like, you humble me in such crazy ways, because you know that my enemy here is my pride. And I didn't notice, how your grace was surrounding me that time. How, because if I'm gonna, like break down what the manager said. He said, you can get the money that you paid us, and you can also get anything that you want. So I felt like really God is making the point of what He has to offer us is always better, than the things that we hope for in life. Cause I was hoping for that too, but what He has to offer is basically anything and everything, that He has, and that really, that incident, that really like taught me a lesson, and that really, woke me up and really reminded me that, you know, that you don't have to rely on your own effort. Because my attitude as I walked in that place was, oh, because since I'm first in the line, I'm supposed to first receive the blessing of God, but like, in the kingdom of God, there's really no such thing as, because this person is holier than this person, I'm gonna bless this person more. Simply, God is simply gracious. God is simply just loving to everyone, and and that just like really humbled me. And then, my conversation with God that night was like, Lord, if you're gonna keep doing this to me, so be it, like if this is your way of teaching me lessons, so be it, so that I will always be reminded, that it's not through my own effort, that I am saved, that I have these blessings, but because of how faithful and how good and how loving you are, and I felt like, just that drive of sharing that thought, that those thoughts like with you guys in this video, because sometimes we really tend to just rely on things that, that will disappoint us, instead of just putting our focus and our hope on someone who is constant, and that is only Jesus, right? So I really hope you guys get something from it, and I hope to see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys have a blessed week, and yeah, and bye.